Earth never expected its greatest offenders to kneel before its greatest threat. In the heart of the Alien Council's Black Citadel, Hulk's voice shook galaxies. "We didn't come here to fight," he said. "We came to reveal a secret that will end the Avengers." Superman didn't flinch, his cape still, his eyes colder than space. And then he whispered, "This war started long before Earth knew heroes, and we were never on your side." The confession begins. The universe didn't tremble when Thanos fell. It trembled now, when Superman and Hulk walked willingly into the citadel of the Alien Council, not as heroes, but as confessors. The alien guard stood frozen, weapons drawn but uncertain. Nobody expected Earth's two most powerful defenders to arrive without resistance, without war. And yet here they were, Kal-El of Krypton, draped in silence, and the Gamma Titan, barely holding back the rage boiling beneath his skin. They entered the Black Throne Room, a dome of echoing shadows and silver fire, where the Alien Council, 13 ancient beings representing star systems lost to time, waited in cold judgment. A voice older than Earth's sun slithered from the high chair. "State your purpose, Earthlings. We have no patience for theatrics." Hulk took one step forward. The floor cracked. "I'm not here to fight," he growled. "We're here to confess." A silence, so sharp it could cut steel, fell over the chamber. "We lied to everyone." Superman's voice was low, emotionless, like someone delivering a eulogy for a galaxy. "You think we protected Earth for justice, for peace. But the truth is far more dangerous." The council shifted uneasily. Zorith, the telepathic elder, leaned forward. "Speak clearly, Kryptonian. What deception warrants a galactic confession?" Bruce Banner, no, the Hulk, not his weaker half, slammed his fists into the floor. "You all blame Earth for what's coming. You think it's chaos. It's not. It was a plan." Zorith's tendrils twitched. "Whose plan?" Superman's eyes glowed red, but not with rage, with shame. "Ours. Years ago, a secret pact." The story shifted into memory, but not flashback. Superman explained the unspoken history the Avengers never knew. After the first invasion, when the Chitauri descended on New York, Superman intercepted a cosmic signal. One not meant for Earth, but Krypton. A remnant of an old galactic war. It wasn't just a warning. It was a summon. And it said, "The seeds have been planted. When the protectors awaken, betrayal must follow." Superman ignored it, until Hulk found the same signal, buried in the ruins of Sakaar, deep in the blood pits of the Grandmaster's arena. It was no coincidence. It was coordination. That day, Superman and Hulk met in secret. Two titans across universes who should never have trusted each other. But they did. And they made a choice. We'll protect Earth, but on our own terms. We knew the Avengers would fail. Back in the throne room, Hulk stepped forward, eyes burning with truth. "You praise the Avengers like gods, but you never saw their flaws. We did." He listed them like weapons. Iron Man, brilliant but arrogant, easily manipulated. Thor, too loyal to his own blood. Captain America, righteous but rigid, blind to gray morality. Black Widow and Hawkeye, ghosts pretending to be soldiers. Wanda, a ticking bomb they called a hero. We were never part of them. Not really. We stood beside them to watch, to contain. And when the time came, we'd turn. The council, now alert, stirred in alarm. Zorith narrowed his gaze. "Are you saying you infiltrated the Avengers to destroy them?" Superman shook his head. "To save them from a greater threat." The real enemy was never Thanos. Superman reached into his suit and threw a crystal core onto the floor. It hovered midair, spinning, projecting a terrifying symbol, a burning spiral engulfing a red planet. The council gasped. The symbol was forbidden, the mark of the extinguishers, an ancient race thought extinct. "They're coming back," Hulk growled. "And they don't want conquest. They want erasure." The council stared at each other in horror. Superman continued. "Earth is the last key. The Avengers don't know it, but the extinguishers seeded Earth's core with a time pulse centuries ago. Once it activates, all time-based civilizations collapse into themselves. We tried to stop it from the inside, Hulk added. But the Avengers were always too human. The Council's verdict. For a moment, the Alien Council didn't speak. Then Zorith stood. And now you reveal this why? Why confess to us? Superman looked up, eyes hollow. Because we failed. The pulse activates in 7 days. The Avengers don't believe us. They think we're compromised. Traitors. We came here to surrender Earth's fate to the Council. We can't stop it alone. A sharp hum filled the air. The Council's security forces aimed their weapons at the heroes. Zorith's voice boomed. Earth's protectors have become its greatest threat. Until the Council decides your fate, you are prisoners of the stars. And just like that, Superman and Hulk, two unstoppable beings, knelt, shackled in cosmic chains. The universe shifted. Not from war, but from a confession that broke the line between hero and enemy. Avengers turn on themselves. Location: Avengers Tower, Earth, 7 days before extinction. The news hit the Avengers like a meteor. A hacked signal, traced from a hidden satellite, broadcast the unthinkable. This is Superman and Hulk. We've surrendered to the Alien Council. The Avengers have failed. Earth must now be judged. The message wasn't encrypted. It was public. It was deliberate. Tony Stark, Iron Man, stared at the screen, eyes wide behind his HUD. Tell me this is a Skrull prank, he muttered. No one answered. Thor clenched Mjolnir so tightly the thunder around the room buzzed. Superman? The Kryptonian who saved Tokyo from a collapsing black hole, he growled. And Hulk, our own Hulk, who fought beside us in Wakanda? Steve Rogers whispered. The room fell into chaos. This is a betrayal or a setup. Tony paced like a man on fire. They called us failures. They exposed our location to every alien bounty hunter watching. This isn't just betrayal. It's an invitation to invade. Wanda, her hands trembling, murmured, Why would they surrender to the Alien Council? Why not warn us first? Rhodey, War Machine, pulled up live intel. The Council has classified both Hulk and Superman as level red traitors. They're officially prisoners in a zero-gravity cryo-chamber orbiting Eris. Black Panther stood silently, analyzing the symbols Superman had projected. That spiral. It's not from this timeline. It's from one that was erased. Tony turned, fast. What? Chala nodded. Before Wakanda opened to the world, we studied timeline scars, events rewritten by cosmic forces. That symbol belongs to the extinguishers, an erased civilization, and a warning system. Natasha leaned forward, voice deadly calm. So either Hulk and Superman sold us out, or they're the only ones who know what's coming. Internal war brews. Captain Marvel arrived in a burst of light, already briefed. I say we break them out, she said. You don't kneel before the Council unless you want to be executed or heard. Either way, we're blind. Tony snapped back. You're suggesting we rescue two fugitives who just told the galaxy we're doomed? Maybe they're trying to stop it. Maybe the Avengers have grown too soft to recognize real threats, she replied, arms crossed. The room exploded in shouting, half siding with Carol, half with Tony. Sam Wilson, Captain America 2, shouted over the chaos. Enough. We're fighting ourselves, and the enemy is out there, somewhere. Steve stared at the screen, jaw tight. We need answers. Not theories. Not blame. We get to the Council. We speak to them directly. Tony shook his head. They won't listen. They'll see us as accomplices. Wanda interrupted, her voice distant. I saw something when that symbol flashed. I felt time break. Everyone froze. Like every memory we've ever had is just one version. And Hulk and Superman might have lived another timeline where we all died. Maybe they're not traitors. Maybe they're survivors. The secret weapon. In a hidden Stark lab, Tony decrypted fragments from Superman's crystal transmission. One section wasn't visible during the confession broadcast. It was locked, encoded in Kryptonian gamma frequencies. He isolated it, and what he saw made his blood run cold. A map, not of Earth, of Earth's future. 7 glowing points slowly turning red. 7 extinction markers, Tony whispered. Each one corresponds to a known Avengers base. If this is real, something or someone is targeting us first before it ends the world. He transmitted it to the team with a single line. We're not the defenders anymore. We're the first targets. Meanwhile, in chains, in the Alien Council's cryo prison, Hulk sat frozen, awake but paralyzed. Superman, suspended in a floating bind of quantum light, whispered without speaking. His thoughts vibrated through their shared prison. They'll never believe us until it's too late. We had to make them hate us, Bruce. It's the only way they dig deep enough to find the truth. Hulk's mind pulsed back. I just hope Stark's paranoia works in our favor. Suddenly, power failure. Alarms blared. The chamber flickered red. Someone was coming. Not the Council. Not the Avengers. Something else. A voice echoed from the shadows. Did you think the extinguishers would wait for permission? Shadows of the extinguishers. 800 words. High engagement, fast-paced, viral. Location, Avengers Tower, midnight, 2 days later. The glass shattered before anyone heard the explosion. A pulse, black and silent, ripped through the Avengers Tower, shutting down all power, communications, and defenses in a single instant. Every light died. Every screen turned to static. Then, a symbol appeared, carved in the flickering walls by an invisible force. The burning spiral. Tony, Carol, and Thor stood in the command center. Their suits were halfway powered when a voice echoed across the darkness. You failed to listen. Now you will burn. The extinguishers have arrived. Out of nowhere, 3 humanoid figures materialized, dripping black energy, their faces like cracked glass, showing countless shifting timelines beneath their skin. Captain Marvel blasted first. Her photon beam lit up the night, only for it to be absorbed and reflected back tenfold. Thor swung Mjolnir with a roar. It passed through one of them as if hitting smoke. Tony activated every drone in the sky, yelling, "These aren't enemies. These are concepts given form." The lead extinguisher whispered, "We are memory. We are deletion. You are overdue for erasure." One of them raised a hand. Wanda Maximoff froze in midair, her eyes rolling back, mind spiraling into a loop of her own worst memories replaying in reverse. She screamed, "Iron Man's backup plan." Tony dragged Wanda behind a reinforced chamber. Friday, activate failsafe protocol, Project Exodus. Warning, Protocol Exodus requires authorization from all Level 1 Avengers. Override. This is code red extinction. Thor gritted his teeth. We cannot hold them. Wasn't planning to. Tony tapped his chest plate. We're not fighting them. We're stalling them. Outside, War Machine and Sam Wilson clashed with the extinguishers, but nothing landed. Every attack worked. Every movement pre-written. It was like they were trapped inside someone else's story. They're not just predicting us, Sam shouted, dodging a blast. They're editing us in real time. Asgard's secret. Meanwhile, on Asgard, Heimdall's daughter, Geordi's, guided Thor to the Vault of Forgotten Prophecies, a sealed chamber Odin had buried during the first timeline reset. Inside, on the wall, burned in golden fire, was a prophecy Thor had never seen. The Kryptonian and the Gamma Beast shall kneel before the stars. In doing so, they shall awaken the Watcher of Ends. But if they fall in chains, the final spiral begins. Thor stepped back, shaken. This isn't prophecy. This is a warning system. He smashed the vault open, pulling out a scroll etched in alien metal, Kryptonian script, but warped. He read it aloud. The pulse has activated. Earth is the anchor. The Avengers are the lock. The betrayers are the key. Thor's eyes widened. Hulk and Superman didn't betray us. They're trying to unlock Earth from the pulse. In orbit, the escape. Back at the Alien Council's prison station, alarms blared. A fourth party had breached orbit. It wasn't the Avengers. It wasn't the Council. It was Doom. Dr. Doom stepped through the cryo vault doors, cloak billowing, face unreadable behind the mask. He looked at Superman and Hulk, still bound in quantum stasis. "You fools caused a multiversal tremor," he hissed. "And yet, I believe you." Superman's eyes flickered. Then help us, or everything ends. Doom raised a cube, the chrono key, stolen from the ruins of Kang's empire. I didn't come to rescue you. I came to steal what you know. He pointed the cube. A flash of green-blue light burst, and suddenly he saw what they saw, the true origin of the extinguishers. Their faces were Avengers. Versions of them, twisted, corrupted, weaponized by a future that no longer existed. Doom stepped back. They were us. And then he said the most shocking words yet. I'm not your enemy. I'm your only chance. With a wave of his hand, Doom shattered the stasis fields. Superman dropped to the ground, breathing heavily. Hulk cracked his neck. Time to punch God, Hulk said. Time to rewrite history, Superman added. Back on Earth, collapse begins. The spiral spread across the globe, underground, in oceans, in the sky. Time anomalies erupted everywhere. New York, dinosaurs walked beside robots. Wakanda, past kings fought present warriors in impossible echoes. Sokovia, the city rebuilt, then collapsed again, then rebuilt in seconds. And above it all, the sky cracked, revealing the true form of the pulse, a colossal spiral of energy with Earth at its core. Tony's voice rang across every Avengers comm. This isn't just extinction. This is a reset. They're rewriting the universe, starting with us. The Council falls, Earth rises. Location, low Earth orbit, the return begins. The black stars above Earth flickered like dying embers as Superman, Hulk, and Dr. Doom tore through the cosmic chains of the Alien Council's orbiting station. 1,000 drones scrambled to stop them. Superman was faster. Hulk was stronger. Doom was smarter. The universe had never seen this alliance, and it wouldn't survive it for long. Back to Earth. Doom asked, activating the chrono key's warp field. Superman stared into the spinning portal. No. Back to the Avengers. The Avengers reunite. Barely. Location, ruins of Avengers Tower. Smoke curled into the blood-red sky. The time storm raged in the heavens above as every city warped between past and future. Ancient Rome flashed over New York. Cyber cities flickered inside Sokovia. The extinguishers were rewriting reality. In the ruins of the War Room, Iron Man, Thor, Wanda, Carol, Sam, and Black Panther regrouped, battered, divided, and almost out of time. Until a portal snapped open behind them. 3 shadows stepped through, and for a full 5 seconds, no one moved. Then, blam! Iron Man fired a repulsor blast directly into Hulk's chest. How dare you betray US? Hulk didn't dodge, didn't react. He let it hit. He let them feel his regret. Superman raised his hand. I know what you saw, but you were never meant to see the full story. Wanda's voice trembled. Why didn't you tell us? Doom answered before anyone else. Because you wouldn't have listened. You would have tried to save a world that already died. Doom's reveal. Doom tapped the chrono key. A massive hologram burst open, timeline fractals swirling like torn pages of the universe itself. In the center, the Avengers. Different versions. Broken, weaponized, dead. Some had turned into gods. Others into extinguishers. They are us, Doom said. Reflections from a universe that was destroyed. The Pulse brought their timeline fragments here, and now they want to make this their home. Iron Man's voice shook. So the Pulse is a bridge. No, Superman replied. It's a bomb. Earth is the fuse. The traitor revealed. As the Avengers began formulating a counter-strategy, Wanda's eyes went blank. She turned slowly toward Captain Marvel. It's you, isn't it? What are you talking about? Carol asked, confused. But Thor's eyes flared with lightning. She has no time echo, no flicker, no warp. She's not from this timeline. Doom's sensor screamed. Carol's face cracked. Not physically, but dimensionally. Her skin pulsed like water, revealing a being beneath, a prime extinguisher, cloaked in Carol's form. You were too slow, it hissed. This body was always the perfect Trojan horse. Boom! Carol's form exploded outward, ripping the room in half. 3 more extinguishers emerged from a blast, mirror versions of Thor, Tony, and Wanda. screaming through the broken air. The real Carol's body dropped from the ceiling, beaten, bruised, and unconscious. She had been replaced for days. Final push. Superman flew through the blast like a missile, punching the fake Thor through 5 buildings. Hulk grabbed the mirror Wanda by the throat and growled, "You're not the only one who can rewrite rage." Doom raised the chrono key. It's time to collapse the bridge. The device spun violently, its energy pulling all temporal fragments toward it. Tony shouted, "You collapse that thing with Earth still anchored. We all go with it." Doom paused. Superman looked at Hulk. Hulk nodded. Then Superman turned to Tony. "We don't collapse it from here. We do it from inside." Tony's voice cracked. "You'll die." Superman smiled, blood running down his chin. "That's the plan." The last rewrite. Location. The edge of Earth's reality. Inside the spiral pulse. Time had no meaning here. Superman, Hulk, and Dr. Doom stood in the heart of the temporal spiral, a realm where seconds stretched into lifetimes and galaxies collapsed into whispers. All around them, fragments of erased timelines, floating Avengers who never were, Wolverine in golden armor, Spider-Man fused with the symbiote hive, a version of Tony Stark with no face and a hollow chest. This was the source, the pulse, the rewrite point, the engine of extinction. Doom held the chrono key, its final light burning hot in his gauntlet. "One move," he said, "and all timelines collapse into one. Ours. The pure one. But only if you die inside this." Superman nodded. "That was always the deal." Hulk grunted. "Let's finish this." Meanwhile on Earth, total collapse. Avengers Tower was gone. So was half of New York, replaced by flickering versions of Atlantis, Asgard, and 1940s Brooklyn. People screamed as they phased in and out of existence. Iron Man hovered above the chaos, his HUD filled with red alerts. Wanda held a crumbling wall of reality in place with both hands, sobbing as her nose bled. "I can't hold the timeline together much longer." Black Panther leapt from roof to roof, saving people whose bodies were glitching in and out of multiple realities. Carol Danvers, rescued and returned, flew high above, shouting into her comms. "Stark, the spiral is stabilizing." "I think they're doing it, Hulk and Superman." Tony replied coldly, "Yeah? Then why am I watching my past self die in front of me?" His gaze locked with a younger Tony Stark, one from a reality where he never became Iron Man. That Tony faded into light and vanished. "Whatever happens," Tony whispered, "someone has to remember." Inside the spiral, the final strike. Doom floated above the central nexus, a colossal orb of light surrounded by screaming mirror souls, corrupted Avengers from fallen timelines. He looked at Hulk. "Your gamma energy is tied to temporal decay. If you go full beast here, it will destabilize the pulse." Hulk growled. "So what are you saying? You have to die raging." Then he looked at Superman. "And you? Your cells are still connected to the original Krypton. You're the final anchor." Superman nodded. "Then let's burn this thing down." Suddenly, attack. 3 prime extinguishers emerged from the light, one shaped like Thor, one like Iron Man, and one like Superman. The corrupted Kal-El looked into Superman's eyes and whispered, "Even gods can be overwritten." And they clashed. The battle inside the spiral shook the multiverse. Blows echoed through time, fracturing stars, warping memories. Superman screamed and flew through his own dark version, both of them vanishing in a flash of red lightning. Hulk roared and tackled the Iron Man extinguisher into the core, exploding in green-white fury that sent a shockwave of gamma entropy spiraling across the engine. Doom raised the key. "Now," and released the command. "Earth, the light consumes everything." A blinding white burst shot from the sky, covering the planet. Not destruction. Correction. Time stopped. Then it snapped back. The pulse collapsed inward. Cities reappeared, intact. The sky cleared. People fell to their knees, remembering nothing. Only the Avengers remembered everything. 1 year later, the world healed. There were no more spirals. No more time rifts. Just silence. Peace. A statue stood in Metropolis, half Superman, half Hulk. carved into the base. To those who died to save all time. Tony Stark sat alone in the new Avengers compound, staring at a final encrypted message only he could read. From Doom. We rewrote the timeline, but we left one thing behind. One extinguisher. Buried. Dormant. Waiting. In case you forget, this piece is borrowed time. Tony closed the message and smiled. Let him come. We've rewritten the ending once. We can do it again. Cut to black.